Yeah, I'm here in Mozilla, and this is the greatest office. This is very nice. It's very colorful, very open space. Thank you for having us here in such a positive atmosphere. This is so cool.
Thank you for coming to see us. Yeah.
And please tell me a little bit about you.
Okay.
Your
So my name is Havi Hoffman. I've been working at Mozilla for about 2 years. I work in our developer engagement group. So I'm working on Firefox OS, which is our new open mobile platform.
Okay.
So Firefox OS is an operating system for the open web.
this open web. This is very, very nice.
This is the key to Mozilla.
Yes.
So Mozilla is a non-profit with the mission to keep the web open for innovation, and yeah,
It's
the mission.
Yes, our mission is to promote openness, innovation, and opportunity on the web. So almost all our products and programs and other activities are around this mission, to fulfill this
Really
mission.
nice. And how do you think that this philosophy of the company engages with the employees? Okay, you feel
So
confident.
we think about the community of people who are Mozillians as contributors. So even employees are paid contributors, and then we have volunteer contributors, and we all work together. So we try to keep a global outlook. So we have offices in many countries and many people working from many locations around the world. And because we're not for profit, we can always make the user our top priority.
Okay.
And because we're open source, our code is open and other people can contribute to it and build onto it and build businesses on top of the products we make. So that's part of our vision for the Firefox OS also. We have partners who are telecom operators and hardware manufacturers in many parts of the world, and we're getting ready to launch the Firefox OS phone in Brazil. So we've been spending time in Brazil and meeting their developers.
They speak Portuguese now.
No, pero no.
No. Okay.
But but I think because we're not all about making a profit and giving that back to our shareholders, we can keep the idea of user sovereignty and what's important to our users and protecting their privacy and protecting their their right to benefit from the web and have access to resources and education and new opportunities. And that's kind of front and center, and so I think that's also like why you see the friendliness of people here is
very open company inside a very open culture, I think so. Like Bay Area, San Francisco, very open culture. Are you from here? Or where are you from?
I'm originally from Istanbul, Turkey.
Really?
Yes.
Nice.
And I moved to the US, to the Bay Area 3 years ago.
Wow.
I earned my MBA at Berkeley, and then I joined Mozilla, and I helped Mozilla build the accelerator program, which is called Web Forward, and now I'm one of the 2 people running the program.
Cool.
And
tell me a little bit more about it. You decided to come to San Francisco before. How is it different from where you're from?
oh, okay, so it's my own personal story.
Yes.
Okay. I was born and raised in Turkey, in Istanbul, and I'm by education I'm an engineer, and I was working as an engineer in a big corporate before, and then I realized that I have a passion for entrepreneurship and I wanted to go beyond what I was doing back then. So I looked for ways how I can achieve this goal, and I applied for MBA programs, and I got accepted to the one in Berkeley, which was one of my top choices because I wanted to be somewhere where, well, they say that the future is happening in Silicon Valley today.
I totally agree.
So I wanted to be here in this ecosystem, and it was a great opportunity to study at Berkeley. And then I was super lucky to get in touch with Mozilla, and I've I did my internship here when I was helping to build the accelerator program, and it was a great experience. I felt very empowered, and at Mozilla, as you mentioned, it's a very open culture, and you have the freedom to decide what is best for the mission, and you have the power to execute. So I really enjoyed this. And then after I finished my degree, I joined as a full-time employee, and since then I'm helping to run the program.
And how you two face entrepreneurship? Like how entrepreneurship moves you?
So for me, my story's a little different. I've worked in Silicon Valley since the late 90s. When I first saw the World Wide Web in the middle 90s, I was very excited, and I thought, this is what I want to do now for work. My background is more around content and editorial and writing. It also turns out I remember people's names pretty well, so that makes me a good connector. And what I like to do is more play a role behind the camera usually. So where I'm helping entrepreneurs, especially developers and tech entrepreneurs, find a way to get their stuff done. And I'm also a big believer in the mission of Mozilla and the value of the web for openness and opportunity. And in fact, it sort of worked out that way for me. I was able I joined Yahoo in the late 90s when it was a very small company, and I kind of watched it grow up. And
that must be very nice.
And helped, so kind of in a small way, helped build the web and make it more powerful and more accessible to people. And was a long time Firefox user and open source supporter, and then found a way to become a paid contributor here at Mozilla. So a lot of what I do is bringing people together to build, right now it's to build new technology. So right now we're very focused on building an ecosystem around HTML5 web applications, mobile applications, tools to support the Firefox OS platform. And so one of the really exciting things for me about being here at Mozilla has been the opportunity to get outside of Silicon Valley and see the things that people are doing, the creative tech work that people are doing in other countries.
And how do you see these differences between different countries, and because you're from here?
Yeah, I'm from the Northeast, so I'm from it's a little bit different culture than California. I grew up in New York and Massachusetts, so in some ways this is the new world for me also. And but I've lived in California a long time now.
And what is it special about California, about San Francisco, that it's so different from everywhere? What do you think it's the key?
I think it's I think there are many intelligent and future-looking people, forward-looking people from many parts of the world, and I think that's an essential ingredient.
Yes.
Lots and lots of people here from other parts of the U.S. and from every other country in the planet. I think money is also a criteria. The tech industry has been a big driver of the global economy, and a lot of that happens here. And, we're also blessed by a very nice climate, and I think that makes it an attractive place.
Makes people happier.
Yeah,
yes,
people like
tan.
sunshine.
Yes.
But California's been sort of unique in the United States. Also, we're very close to Asia, so we have a different perspective. We're sort of looking. We're looking in many directions at the same time.
Just see the globe in a different way,
yeah,
not
I
that
think
very
so.
cotton.
And
yes.
where I grew up in the East, we sort of looked back at Europe, and here people are more from everywhere, and I think that's a big ingredient.
Very nice. And for you, Dita?
first I would like to mention that Havi is great at what she's doing, and it feels like she knows everyone, not only here in Silicon Valley, but all around the world. So she's the right person if you need an introduction somewhere.
But don't put that on your
take
TV
notes.
show, no. Don't put my email up, okay?
No.
Oh no, I'm just
Um,
kidding, yeah.
Just adding to what Havi mentioned in terms of how California is different or Silicon Valley is different from the rest of the world. I guess over many years, a high level of experience and knowledge base has accumulated here. So it's very easy to find the necessary expertise and help that one would need for a startup or for their entrepreneurial journey very easily here in the Bay Area. And again, as part of the open culture, everyone is very willing to help each other here. So that's, I think, another unique aspect of the valley.
Yes.
And
Yeah, well, I mean,
so
we
that's
just met Luciana, and she works here. Luciana, she's a Brazilian, and well, she knows another Brazilian from Silicon House. She's willing to introduce us for Andrea. So it's this is how things happen here, like one people connecting each other. This is so nice. I would like to know if you had a great moment here. I mean, this kind of coincidence, synchronicity, momentum. Did that happen to you once? Can you remember anything that it was special for you?
maybe I can talk about a more general thing about my role at Mozilla. Just to give a quick background on what Web Forward is and what our accelerator is doing. As we mentioned, Mozilla has a mission of promoting openness, innovation, and opportunity on the web. So our accelerator program is built around this mission. We work with startups that have either a product that is open sourced or that is supporting the open standards and contributing to it. And we work with startups from all around the world. We do not limit our program to startups in the Bay Area, or we do not require them to travel all the way here just to participate in our program, but we are kind of acting like a bridge between the resources here and startups all around the world. So any startup can participate remotely in our program. Most of our meetings are through video conferencing. And another unique aspect is we are not charging anything and we do not take any equity. We are doing this purely to support startups and open web. And I oftentimes find myself very, very privileged to be able to say this, like we are doing this just to support the open web and startups who are contributing to it. So this is like...
You're providing the momentum of synchronicity to other startups around the world.
So this is the highlight and like most special thing about, I think, what I'm doing at Mozilla. And I always, as I said, feel privileged to be able to say that and make this happen.
Yes, it's very good. And for you,
Yeah.
any special moment? Like, I mean, you travel a lot. And when you're traveling,
I do
this
travel. I
happens,
mean,
yeah.
there are many magic moments. I get really excited about hack days, and hack days take many forms. I'm going to have trouble coming up with a very specific example too, but there's a magic that happens at hack days where developers come together with an idea or half an idea or the seed of an idea, and they sit in a room sometimes all day and all night, sometimes just all day.
Sometimes
usually
2-3 days in a
yeah,
row.
sometimes and then at a certain point at the end, you'll have teams coming up and doing very quick demos of the work that they've done.
And doing it. Yes,
And you know, something that I mean, software is really interesting because you can't really see it, you can't really touch it, but it can change your life.